everyone, and welcome to our inaugural Prairie Dog vlog live from Rocky Flats. We're going to be doing pretty regular P-Dog vlogs because we've got some exciting prairie dog projects that we want to share with y'all. I am Taylor Jones. I'm the Endangered Species Advocate for Wild Earth Guardians. And if you're watching this, you probably already know what Wild Earth Guardians is, but just in case, we're a West-wide conservation organization. We have offices throughout the West, and we work on preserving wildlife, wild places, wild rivers, and health of the American West. And as you can see, I am here at Rocky Flats. Usually, if you look out this way, you can have a great view of the mountains. But right now we have a lot of fires in Colorado, so the mountains are a little covered with smoke right now. So what are we doing out here in Rocky Flats? Well, if you look over this way, you can see the Prairie Dog Town. And I'm going to take you out there and show you a little bit about our relocation site and talk a little bit about why prairie dogs are great and why we work on them. So let us take a walk to the Prairie Dog Town. This is our first time doing Instagram Live, so please forgive us any technical bobbles or difficulties that may occur. We are always learning new technology. So these prairie dogs were relocated out to Rocky Flats. They were in, unfortunately for them, they were in a site in Parker, Colorado that was going to be developed. So the Prairie Dog Coalition, which is an affiliate of the Humane Society of the United States, worked with some residents in Parker to move these prairie dogs out here to where they would be safe. So this is a great success story of relocation. These prairie dogs are doing really well. If you stop for a second, you hear those little peeps. Hopefully y'all can hear that. They're chirping out there. Those are their warning calls. Prairie dogs have one of the most complex languages that has been yet decoded in the animal kingdom. There's a researcher out of the University of Arizona named Consul Bachikoff who's written an entire book about prairie dogs. It's really great. I highly recommend it. And he has come out with phonograms, recorded prairie dog calls, and matched them up with what's happening on the colony, and has managed to decode their warning calls. And those little chirps encode so much information. They tell other prairie dogs what is coming towards the colony, what color it is, what direction it's coming from, how fast it's going. So these prairie dogs right now are basically saying probably something like human in a tan shirt coming from the south. You can hear them again. So here we are on the town, and if you look out onto the town, you can see it's pretty flat compared to the areas surrounding the actual colony, and that's because prairie dogs mow down vegetation. If they don't eat the grass, they just clip it short, and that's because they like to be able to see. They, since they're always in the same place, they protect themselves and each other by having lookouts. They're constantly on the watch for predators, and their warning calls tell each other what is happening on the colony. So they're the embodiment of strength in numbers. They're communal. They talk to each other all the time. Things that we haven't figured out yet about prairie dogs. So they just chatter amongst themselves, and no one's decoded that, because it would be like just showing up in a cafe, not knowing a language, and trying to decode a conversation between two people with absolutely no clues for context. But we think they're probably saying a lot of stuff to each other. And let me show you a little bit about the relocation. because relocating prairie dogs is a really interesting and complicated process. The best way to make sure that it's successful is to translocate the family group together. So when you trap prairie dogs on the relocation site, you want to try and get everybody out of the same burrow at once, and then you want to put them back in the same burrow on the relocation site, and we try to arrange it so that they're next to their same neighbors. And how we do that is we create artificial burrows. So here you can see this tube. This is one of the entrance and exit tubes from a nest box that's buried under the ground here. You can see the other exit over here. And the nest box is filled with hay. It's just a little underground cavity for them to, it's like a starter home. And when we first released the dogs into the nest box, we put acclimation caps over the front of over both exits so that they can't just run away, because they're really freaked out after you relocate them, obviously. It would be pretty difficult to be just picked up bodily from your home and taken to another house. So they're freaked out, as anyone would be. And to keep them from just running off into the distance, we put these acclimation cages on so that they can get used to their new home for a couple of days. And that is a very brief overview of prairie dog relocation. What we are doing right now at Guardians, we have a couple of relocation projects that we're working on with Prairie Dog Coalition. I am going to be going out into the field and doing some relocations. Hopefully I will be able to bring you guys along on some of those and show you what we're doing, maybe get up and close and personal with some prairie dogs if we trap them. And we also have a management plan guidance document on our website. If you go to www.wildearthguardians.org, go to the wildlife page, go to the Protecting Prairie Dog Empires page, and scroll to the bottom. There's a link to the Prairie Dog Management Plan guidance document. And this is a great document if you are part of a community that wants to write up a humane prairie dog management plan. There's a lot of communities that don't have any plans in place for managing prairie dogs. And that can be bad if you get a development like the one that we had to move these guys out of the way of in Parker, that the developers don't have any legal need under Colorado law to relocate or humanely deal with these prairie dogs. So local municipalities have a really important role to play in prairie dog management. And to put in place a humane prairie dog management plan, this guide has everything you need. And with that, I am going to sign off for today. I hope that you all learned something about prairie dogs. I will get a little bit more into prairie dog keystone species role and what they do for the ecology and the environment in our next Instagram Live. So look forward to that, and ciao for now.